All right, the state of Steelhead in the PNW. Well, I'm not going to be depressed about it, that's for darn sure. I think we're doing better than what was projected. I think what was projected was probably wrong, my opinion. Let's go over, what we've got going on up north of us on the Olympic Peninsula. I was fortunate to get up there and fish about a week ago now, and it was fantastic. There are fish up there. We fished the Hoe, specifically the lower Hoe, and very low water, poor conditions. I think we hooked 5 or 6 fish in 2.5 days of fishing. I think for swinging flies, that's really good, really good. We went with a fantastic guide in Trevor Kovich, who knows the river as good or better than anybody. So that plays to our advantage. But one thing I noticed up there is that these guides, gear guides, swing guides, guys that throw indicator rigs, they really care about these fish. And they want the best for the fish, and they also want to work. So the problem is when you put a net all the way across the river for days on end at times, or every other day at times, the chance of those fish escaping that net, and a lot of them do because you'll see net marks on them, pretty slim. And when you have a depressed fishery, it's not a fishery that's gone by any means. There's still plenty of fish. But if you put a net across the dang river, they're not going to be able to come up the river. And it's about time for us to have a conversation with all these tribes. I understand the Quileute tribe just took their nets off the river, which is commendable. Thank you for that. But the Hoe tribe theoretically is still netting, which is silly. It's just silly. And this may not be a popular thing to say, but I don't really give a rip. It's time to have a conversation. It's a common sense conversation. Do we want to destroy a fishery? Do we want to say goodbye to Olympic Peninsula steelhead because a grocery store wants to sell, wild steelhead for $14.99 a pound? I mean, is that the fishery that you want? So my suggestion is that we get in the ears of all these conservation groups, Wild Steelhead Coalition, TU. There's tons more. Native Fish Society, and why can't we pay off these groups? What are we donating to if we're not going to donate to wild fish? I don't want to just donate to a group. I want to donate to a cause. And it's time to have the conversation. And you know what? It's all about money. Let's give money to the tribe so that they can have a sustainable fishery in the future, and so that we can share in that fishery. So it's my spiel about the OP. Now we're gonna go more local, just as far as what's happening here. We finally got the rain that we needed after 4 weeks of no rain, essentially. Probably the driest February that I can think of that I've ever experienced. So that's great. We got some rain. There's fish pushing up. There's been some caught. Not today, because you might die if you're on the river today. But there's been some fish caught, which is super positive. A couple days ago before the big rain, and these fish are going to be ready to go. I guarantee you that. If you're a swing angler, this is your time. Get out there. It looks like maybe Thursday, probably not, but definitely Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday anyhow, depending on what the water does. It's going to be go time. And this is kind of the last push. There's going to be a bunch of fish that are coming up from the estuary that have been sitting down there for a long time. So we're gonna see some super bright fish and some darker fish and whatnot. You know, what I would encourage you to do is just, you know, keep them in the water the best you can and get them going quickly. You know, take your picture, that's all good, but you know, don't spend a half an hour with the fish while your buddy goes and gets his camera and, you know, gets it out of the waterproof case and all this crap. You know, don't pretend to be a conservationist if you're not, number one, and get the fish going down the road quickly. We'd like those fish to spawn. The longer you handle them, the less likely they are to spawn, so keep that in mind. These fish are gonna be grabby though. We're getting great weather, just warmer weather, colliding with a little bit warmer water, and these fish are gonna be grabby. This is absolute go time. So get out there and come on in if you need some advice as to how to swing these fish up. It's gonna be an effective way to fish, I can promise you that. Normally I would not say that because, you know, swinging for winter steelhead is not a successful venture most of the time, but honestly, with these conditions, it's gonna be fantastic. So hope you guys get out there, come on in for any advice you need or any flies, leader tippet tips, all that good stuff, and get on down the road, get on the river as soon as possible.